Greetings and grand risings, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to Hush Harbor's Monday morning meditation. And today I'd like to read a quote from my book, Ubuntu and the Word, a primer for the Afro-diasporan biblical rhetoric. And in the book, I talk about what it means to shift to more of a communal faith from an individual based faith, the one that we are so used to, especially here in the Western world, here in the United States. But the quote is just as the Christian religious practices and biblical scripture are not the entirety of the faith, the Afro diasporan corporeal and spiritual beginnings should not be restricted to the era of the European transatlantic slave trade. And that's a quote that I wrote and put in my book. And that quote addresses a common misconception that we have that Christianity is the white man's faith. Christianity is traced back in the beginnings to regions in Africa. So Christianity existed in regions of Africa long before it reached places in Europe. Just as you're reading through the stories, those are places, many of the places they talk about are in Northern Africa. So it is Christianity is an African based faith, just as Judaism, and we have to remember that and keep that in mind. So our faith doesn't hinge on us being introduced as a people by another group of people. Our faith is solely based in what we know. So sometimes we have to take into consideration and disregard what people say when they say that we shouldn't go back to our roots, that we should stay away from African based things. That is not the case. Many of the enslaved Africans were brought over here, they already had faith. They may have been Christian or Muslim or even they may have practiced Judaism. And so as we look back over history, we have to keep in mind that we have a rich and vibrant religious and spiritual beginning that did not begin with the Atlantic slave trade. So as you are on your journey, if you are deconstructing on your religious journey, if you're reconstructing on your religious or spiritual journey, just keep in mind that you have to start somewhere. Your faith has to start somewhere, and your faith is not dependent on what people tell you it should be. So you all take care. I hope you find something in that meditation moment. You all be blessed. Love you. Nothing you could do about it. Rev out.